안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 저는 이준수입니다.
반갑습니다.
네, 반갑습니다.
The next phrase here is 반갑습니다. Please read along and follow after me. 반갑습니다. 반갑습니다. Now this phrase is used when two people meet each other for the very first time. You can think of it as the English equivalent of nice to meet you. In the first picture here, this person is asking 준수 a question. She asks him, 이름이 무엇입니까? Or, what is your name? How would 준수 respond? Correct. 준수 would respond by saying, 이준수입니다. Or, my name is 준수. 이준수 씨는 한국 사람입니까? Or, are you Korean, Mr. Junsu Lee? How would 준수 respond? Correct. He would respond by saying, 네, 한국 사람입니다. Or, yes, I am Korean. Now, here we have a situation where Mr. Cheon Lee meets a guest at his office. Now, how would they greet each other? Correct. You would expect Junsu's father to say 안녕하세요 and the guest to respond by saying 네, 안녕하세요. But you can see this is not the case. In this case, they use slightly different phrases. You can see here that Junsu's father uses 안녕하십니까 and the guest responds by saying 네, 안녕하십니까. The difference here is 안녕하십니까 is used in a slightly more formal situation such as the office situation presented here. 안녕하십니까? 네, 안녕하십니까? Now here we have Jimin and her friend. They are greeting each other and Jimin greets her by saying 안녕 and her friend responds by saying the same thing, 안녕. Now this phrase is used between friends and it is used in both the cases as when you say hi and goodbye. 안녕, 안녕. Now we have Mr. Cheon Lee again and he's meeting another guest here and after saying hello to each other, he says 처음 뵙겠습니다. And his guest responds by saying 네, 만나서 반갑습니다. Now these two phrases here are also used when meeting someone for the very first time. 처음 뵙겠습니다. 네, 만나서 반갑습니다. Here the setting in this picture is at Junsu's house and we see that Junsu's mother has had a guest over. Now the time has come for the two to part and how do they say goodbye? Junsu's mother says 안녕히 가세요. The guest responds by saying 안녕히 계세요. Both are equivalent to the English expression of goodbye. But depending on whether the person is leaving or staying, the phrase slightly differs. You can see that since the guest is leaving, Junsu's mother says 안녕히 가세요. And since Junsu's mother is staying at home, the guest replies by saying 안녕히 계세요. 안녕히 가세요. 안녕히 계세요. In this situation, Junsu has bought a drink for his friend. His friend responds by saying thank you or 고맙습니다. Junsu responds by saying 아닙니다 or no big deal. 고맙습니다. 아닙니다. Here in this situation, someone has accidentally bumped into Junsu. If you accidentally bump into someone, what would you say? Correct, you'd say sorry, or in this case in Korean, 미안합니다. 준수 responds by saying, that's okay, or 괜찮습니다. 미안합니다. 괜찮습니다.